Hey Trader Shane from GMT Futures and FX. Welcome back. To show you is the value of adding in a volatility target. So at the moment we're looking at a Dax chart. We've got the Mean Renko, the new Mean Renko charts that are available through TradeStation 9.5. We've got a 5 brick Renko on the Eurex, and what I'm going to show you is a long setup. So this is our typical Trend Trader Elite long setup. So we break resistance and we get our buy setup here. We've got, and you can see here that once we break out of this area, we get a really strong push in momentum, and you can see that our volatility indicator is starting to rise as well. So what that typically means for us is that once our volatility meter starts to rise, or our indicator starts to rise, that's increasing the potential for a move in the direction of the trend. So what happens here is that as this volatility rises, our target starts to increase as well, because we have selected on our strategy what we call a dynamic VM target, which in the general scheme of things adds around about 32% to your profit margin. So what you're going to find is that as you average out trades and you look at the adding in the dynamic filter, you're going to find a dramatic increase in your overall profit target. So let's have a look at how this one played out. So if I select in my strategy, which I'm going to do now, so if I go into strategies here and I select the fixed target, which is just here, so we've got our ROC fixed target. I'll change that to fixed. Then I'm going to get a profit of around about €700 on this trade. So once I pull this back, 28 points, about €700 on the trade once I get into the trade. Now, the interesting thing is once I start to run off this volatility indicator, my profits increase dramatically. So there's our 28 point winner. You can see we get in there at 1190.07.5, and we're out at 11935.5. So that's our exit there. So it's roughly around $700. But once we add in this volatility indicator, so what it's doing here, and I'll just bring up the view chart and you can see it on the data window, is as soon as we get this move, the VM indicator starts to increase in value. So you can see 3.76 up to 3.8, 452, so it's starting to increase in value, and that's adding to our, if we select in our strategy, so if we go into format strategy and go into our Trend Trader Elite strategy and our GMT exits, and we go down here to our targets, we're picking this, we're changing that fixed ROC to a dynamic ROC, and our value at the moment is 0.5. So we could run an optimization on that and obviously adjust it, and we'll pick more profit. So when you're running your strategy, you're going to optimize on what is the ideal value at which you're going to run your profit target. So once we change or modify our dynamic target, you'll see that the profit goes from $700 to $925, so a $225 profit increase, which is roughly 32% profit increase on the overall move there. So it's important, if you're running your systems, to definitely do the testing on this dynamic VM. Dramatically improves your overall performance as far as potential. Now, as far as profit taken, this ROC target is your recent open country. So what that basically means is that if we look to the left of our chart, we're seeing here that there's been no price action here, so it's blue skies all the way. So what that effectively means is that if you run a target off that ROC, you have the possibility or the potential to get limited resistance on the move. So you're going to be wanting to set that target slightly bigger. So if you do your optimization, you may want to optimize, say, from a range of 0.5 through to, say, 5 or 6, and just see what comes back as your best optimization value. But that's just a quick look at the ROC, and also the recent open country entry, and also our VM filter, and you can see there that it does a really good job on capturing some additional profits there with our strategy, nice and dynamic.